Good morning, how are you? I am in Cork for a conference that I have been attending, and I just wanted to say hello and give you a little bit of an update about what it is about and how it could help you. So, Dr. Stephen Porges is an American scientist and academic, and basically, he has developed a theory called the Poly Vagal theory. I have been learning a lot about it, and it is connected to the vagus nerve, which you may know is an incredibly important nerve in helping us to feel calmer. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and it is the longest nerve in our brain, in our body, that goes from here, just sort of at the base of the brain, into the spine and all the way down to our lower abdomen. So it is the longest nerve that we have. However, Dr. Stephen Porges came up with the theory of polyvagal theory, which illustrates that we have, from a sort of evolutionary perspective, a vagus nerve that is activated by our reptilian brain, and that is one that is where we can go into, anyone suffering from trauma can go into that sort of absolutely just limp, frozen state, rather than sort of fighting back or, trying to activate their sympathetic nervous system, which is the stress response. So basically, the sort of theory is that the vagus nerve is a very positive thing in helping us to feel calmer, and it is. But what Dr. Porges discovered is that when it is activated too much, in terms of when somebody goes into a trauma-like state, then it can actually just send us completely limp, or we can faint, or that sort of, where we literally just let go completely. However, just from a day-to-day perspective, it is something that you can really use to your benefit in terms of feeling less stressed or less anxious. And that is the way to activate the vagus nerve is through, according to Dr. Porges, is a lot of it is to do with our facial muscles and our digestive issue. So when we eat and when we chew, from when we were infants and when we suck, that activates the vagus nerve. And that is why a lot of people will struggle with such things as comfort eating and eating disorders, because it's the same facial muscles that actually activate that comforting response, which is really interesting and certainly helps explain the how it can be for many people. So what I would like you to focus on this week really is just how can you activate your own vagus nerve at points that could be really, really useful for you, in terms of if you are, feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or anxious. And one of the things I talk about in my book is the idea of rushing calmly. And I think that's a really wonderful way to deal with the world that we live in terms of we do have so many times where we have to be somewhere and there is that sense of pressure, get there, get there. So what you can do is to activate your vagus nerve is simply just to breathe as deep as you can. And I always talk about the breath, and that's because it is so important. Dr. Stephen Porges recommends that our inhale actually is more rapid, and our exhale is where we activate it, so it's much longer. So the longer your exhales are, the more you activate. It's like a lever. He calls it the vagus lever. And that is like activating the vagus nerve by the slower the exhales. Other things that can be very useful are yoga. I do a lot of yoga and I find it just really, really helps. Also, singing can be very good. Anything vocal, chanting activates it. So if you think of all the Buddhist monks, etc., who are chanting, that is just so peaceful. And we might do some chants together maybe next week. And there's other things that you can do in terms of connecting. A lot of it is about our social connection. Team sports are really good as well. So I hope that has been useful, and I am really happy that you're here with me. Thank you so much. Have a really, really good week, and please do keep spreading the positive habit word. Bye.